Welcome back to the Culture of Currency, where today we get to dive into an amazing topic, which is if you are ready to start your journey collecting, and I'm not sure on what series to start for World Bullion, then this is a great video for you, because this is all about where I would start if I were starting today collecting World Silver Bullion that's government issued. And as you can see, we have a pretty good idea. If you're familiar with this coin or this channel, that you've seen this image before. This is exactly where I would start, and the reasons are fairly simple. Obviously, if we're talking about getting into World Bullion Silver, we could start with some very low premium type coins like Philharmonics, Kangaroos, things like that. However, there's certain things from a collector aspect that maybe you want to have a little bit more variety in. Those coins never change their symbols, their imagery on the coins. They're very high mintage, and they sometimes just seem very saturated in the marketplace. I'm not saying you should not get them. You absolutely should. But if I wanted a series to kind of focus on, it might be this. This is from the area of the Lesser Antilles. In fact, we would consider this the EC8 series, and that stands for the Eastern Caribbean 8, right? And these are going to be issued, as you can see, if I can zoom in here, by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank. We call that the ECCB. And another cool fact about these is they are minted actually in America on behalf of these Caribbean nations who don't have the probably the equipment to do it themselves. But this is the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, and this is 8 separate nations within the Commonwealth, and that's why we have the Queen here with the beautiful fronds outside of her. And that's another question. Are these going to move to King Charles? I don't know. But you are seeing a symbol that's on the front or obverse of all of these coins. And there's some really cool features about this. One, every single year, the image on these coins, the reverse, changes, which is great. They also stay at 25,000 minted, which is a great sweet spot. That tells you that in any given year, you should be able to find these. But the next year, they might be much harder to find. So because there's only 8 of them per year, it's something that any collector can get into and complete a year series each year. They are 3 nines fine silver. And I wanted to go over examples from each nation and kind of give you an idea based on what year I got them and kind of where the premiums lie on these and what to expect in return. Because these are not completely crazy as far as the markets go, like kookaburras, things like that, they tend to have a little bit lower premium, but they also tend to take a little bit more time to catch on. So, for example, this is our first coin to look at. This is going to be from the nation of Anguilla. It is a 2019 Lobster. Beautiful coin. I do have my qualms about it because the people at Scottsdale chose the wrong species of lobster. This is a North Atlantic lobster, and the kind that you would have in the Caribbean would be either the slipper lobster or spiny lobster, notably the claws and antenna completely different directions and shapes. But we get it. You have lobster in the Caribbean. Beautiful coin regardless, 25,000 minted. I paid $36 for this coin, and that's because silver was fairly high at that point. On each of these coins, I would say I'd probably average around $5 premium. And it's currently still at $33, so I'm guessing in the next couple of years, it will end up being more than what I paid for it. And the reason is because every time I look online for coins like this, it seems that they slowly matriculate upwards over time. And that might be an inflation thing, I don't know, but regardless, it is my understanding that every single one of these coins will eventually be more valuable than what I paid for it, even with the premium. Time tends to do that. Here's another one from the nation of Anguilla. Obviously, we have the same obverse. Here is a beautiful coin. This is a 2022 eel. So there's another issue with this. This is a European eel and not the type of eel we would find in Anguilla, but that's okay because Anguilla means eel because the explorers thought that this island looked like an eel. The cartography, the maps that were used to document it, had it out in an eel shape, and this was the eel that they were very familiar with because it would have been used in dishes and things. In fact, the genus and species of this eel is Anguilla. So that being said, I'll give it a pass, though I would have loved to have seen a, let's say, chain moray or green moray highlighted here as an Anguilla eel. But beautiful coin regardless. And this is one of those that I paid $34 for, and it's already up at $32. So it's a really cool, beautiful coin, and one that I think is definitely worth collecting. So those are a couple from the nation of Anguilla. And I have a third coin from Anguilla to show you, just to show you the diversity of how their artwork changes. Same obverse. Our reverse, this is a 2020, and it's their coat of arms. Real simple design here, but you see that 3 different years we have completely different designs, and that's one of the cool things about this series. It gives you much more material than a series that barely changes at all, say the wedge-tailed eagle from the Perth Mint. That is a beautiful series, but there's nowhere near the variety that you would get from a series like that compared to a series like this. Next nation, we have Antigua and Barbuda. This is another one of the EC8, obviously, Lesser Antilles islands, and their series is the Rum Runner. So you will see a handful of different beautiful things, but this is one of the really cool ones that they like to highlight is this boat. And we know that nautical boats, we know that nautical themes in boats tend to be very popular. I bought this for $35 when silver once again was fairly high, and its current value is still at $33, so it's actually beating what I would say spot was holding. So basically, if we were to say that a standard average round would be $26, this one is at $33 being sold online. And I checked places like eBay, Numista, all those types of things to find those prices. But yeah, that's kind of the swing that we're seeing right now, and it seems that it will be in a couple of years probably at or exceeding what I paid for it, which is good because these are long-term investments. Next, we go to Dominica. Dominica is a beautiful nation, obviously part of the EC8. This is a Cicero parrot, 2019. There's a lot going on in this coin. This is a parrot that only exists on the island, so it is a really big point of pride. I paid $28 for this, down when silver was a little bit lower, and it is currently valued at $32, so that's a net positive, and there's only, ways to go up from there. So once again, 25,000 minted. Beautiful coin, has that retro travel guide look to it. Absolutely love it. Great. We'll go to this next. This is going to be Grenada. Grenada is known as a diving capital. They have beautiful dive sites, and this is one of the features there. 2018 Grenada Diver. I absolutely love the way the light ripples off this coin. I know we can kind of see it on camera, but there's nothing like it when you hold it in the hand. So this is 2018. I paid $27 for it, and it is flying up to $35. So almost $10 in value, and that is over the premium that I paid. So if I paid a $5 premium, then that means that this coin is really doing well. So it'll be interesting in 10 years to see what does this look like. Another one from Grenada, and that is the Octopus. We just did a video over the Barbados Octopus. This is going to be a Caribbean Reef Octopus, and you can see that down here. Really cool design. It's not as cool in my mind as the Diver is, but it's nice. Paid $39. It's currently at $35. I want to say silver was around $34, $35 whenever I bought this coin. So it was fairly high, but that's, the price you pay when your budget is $100 a month. All right, now we go to Montserrat. Really cool series here. Montserrat had is an island that had a volcano that exploded. And there's a really cool example of how the Commonwealth stepped in and made their commitments known. Whenever that happened, a bunch of the island had to evacuate, and citizenship was granted to those in England, or in the UK, really. So it was a really cool thing to say, you know what? You've had tragedy and you're still under our banner, and we will protect you. Really cool. But this is a bird found on the island, the Montserrat oriole. And in a very interesting note of history, the Beatles actually had a recording studio on this island pre-volcano exploding, and it was a pretty good tourist destination as you wanted to go there and catch the Beatles. And we have another Montserrat. This is one of the more beautiful, sorry, by the way, this Montserrat oriole I paid $39 for, and it's currently at $32. So it's going to take some time for this one to catch up. Here we are. This is a 2021 girdled angelfish. Beautiful, beautiful reef fish here. There is an issue. This is a Indo-Pacific species, and there are plenty of angelfish that are found in the surrounding waters of Montserrat that they did not choose, such as the French angelfish, but it is a beautiful coin regardless. So I think it is, in my mind, one of the more beautiful fish coins out there. I paid $30 for it. It's currently valued at $32, so we've made up a little bit of ground here. Next, we go to St. Kitts and Nevis. This was one of the first coins that I bought, and as you know, I have an affinity with a particular bird, and that happens to be the Pelican. So being one of the first coins that I bought, I did get a pretty good steal on this. This is a 2018 Pelican. I paid $23. I want to say spot was around $18 or $19 when I bought this, and is currently valued at $36. Really, really cool coin. Obviously, I have a bit of an addiction to it, so it's not healthy. I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. Next, we have St. Lucia. This was a coin that I lost a bet, and so my wife got to pick my coins that month. And so I have landed with a pair of flamingos here. It's still pretty, I'll admit it. It's not a bad looking coin. Got the silhouette type thing going on, has the very Miami Vice type font going on. But this is the 2020 Flamingo. I paid $28, and it's valued at $33, so good pick, wife, for picking a coin that has gone up in value. And it gave me what I needed to complete this series. Our last nation is St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and here we have their coat of arms. It's got a really cool, almost a European vibe with the checkering in the background, but a really cool look to it for St. Vincent and the Grenadines. If you want to know anything about these nations or the history and culture, I've gone over those. I have in-depth videos over every single one of these coins, and you can learn much about them. So basically, that's the EC8 series. We have Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda. We have Dominica, Grenada, Montserrat, St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Those are the 8 nations, and every single year there's going to be new artwork released. I even saw one recently that had humpback whales that apparently migrate through, and I think it was a Montserrat coin if I remember correctly. So if I were to start today and I wanted to create a series that I know I could be successful at in my collection, this would be the one. It's only 8 coins a year. They're minted in America. They're accessible. I bought all mine on APMEX, but I know there's other sellers of them. 25,000 minted, 39 silver. It really is a good, easy, and as far as bullion goes, cheaper way to collect a series that you can keep up with and make it your own. I just wanted to have one from each nation, so that's what I drove on, and I'll probably end up picking up more of these in time as their designs change and I find ones that I like. But I thought this was the easy pick for day one, isolate a series and be able to complete that series. If you have a series that you think is equally as awesome, maybe even better than this, has low entry price points, has good mintage amount, has really cool artwork, let me know in the comments, because I only know about things that I can find in my market. There's things that I every now and again find that are being minted in Singapore or New Zealand or wherever, and they're just beautiful. but I'd never seen them other than on YouTube. So if you know of one, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. But that is going to be it. And as always, I want to say thank you. And as always, stay classy and current with the culture of currency.